This is Savita Valsang and you're watching Statistics Made Simple. In this video, I will explain the fourth measure of dispersion, which is a standard deviation, and also its relative measure, which is the coefficient of standard deviation. I will also explain the formula for the combined standard deviation and coefficient of variation. Coefficient of variation is a very important topic in statistics, and we usually get a 10 marker in the exam based on it. I will now define the standard deviation. The standard deviation was introduced by Karl Pearson, and it is one of the most important measures of dispersion as it satisfies most of the properties for an ideal measure of dispersion, which I have already discussed earlier. Now, what is the definition for standard deviation? So, the standard deviation of a set of values is defined as the positive square root of the mean of the squared deviations of the values from their arithmetic mean. It is denoted by sigma. Now, this definition is also important. It can be asked as a 2 marker. Note that the square of the standard deviation is called as the variance and is denoted by sigma square. So, standard deviation and the variance are very important topics, and it has to be remembered even for the chapters which you're going to learn in second PUC. Let us now learn the computation procedure of the standard deviation. Under the first subdivision, we have for raw data. You know that for raw data, only a set of x values will be given. So let x1, x2, so on xn be n observations. Then their standard deviation is given by, the formula is sigma. So sigma, you should remember, always stands for standard deviation, and the formula is root of summation x minus x bar the whole square divided by small n. In the simplified form, the standard deviation is given by sigma equal to root of summation x square by n minus summation x by n the whole square. So for most of the problems, we will be using the simplified form of the standard deviation. So when x minus x bar the whole square is expanded and simplified using the formula a minus b the whole square, we get this simplified version. So remember that for the problems, you can use the simplified version of the standard deviation. The variance is the square of the standard deviation, and you know that it is denoted by sigma square. So the formula for sigma square for raw data is summation x square by n minus summation x by n the whole square. Division B is for discrete data. So you know that for discrete data, the x values and the frequencies are given. So let x1, x2, so on xn be n observations with f1, f2, so on fn as their corresponding frequencies. Then their standard deviation is given by sigma equal to root of summation f into x minus x bar the whole square divided by capital N. And in the simplified form, the standard deviation is sigma equal to root of summation fx square by capital N minus summation fx by n the whole square. So if you observe very carefully, summation fx by n is nothing but the mean, that is x bar. The variance for discrete data is sigma square equal to summation fx square by n minus summation fx by n the whole square. Formula of the standard deviation and the variance for discrete and continuous data are the same. There's only a slight change in the explanation. So for continuous data, let x1, x2, so on xn be the midpoints of n class intervals, with f1, f2, so on fn as their corresponding frequencies. Then their standard deviation is given by, again the formula is sigma equal to root of summation f into x minus x bar the whole square divided by capital N. And in the simplified form, the standard deviation is sigma equal to root of summation fx squared by n minus summation fx by n the whole square. And the variance is sigma square equal to summation fx squared by n minus summation fx by n the whole square. The relative measure of standard deviation is known as the coefficient of standard deviation and is given by coefficient of standard deviation is equal to sigma divided by x bar. Now we will learn coefficient of variation. The definition for coefficient of variation can be asked as a 2-marker, and problems based on coefficient of variation are 10 markers. So for what is coefficient of variation used? When we want to compare the variation or uniformity or consistency of two or more distributions, then we make use of coefficient of variation. The definition for coefficient of variation can be asked as a 2-marker, and CV is the standard deviation expressed as a percentage of the mean and is given by CV equal to sigma divided by x bar into 100, because the standard deviation is expressed as a percentage of the mean. So CV is sigma divided by x bar into 100. So there's only a slight difference between coefficient of standard deviation and coefficient of variation. Coefficient of standard deviation is only sigma by x bar, whereas coefficient of variation is sigma divided by x bar into 100. Now note that a distribution with a high value of coefficient of variation is said to be more variable or less consistent, whereas a distribution with a low value of coefficient of variation is said to be less variable or more consistent. This concept you will understand when I solve problems on coefficient of variation, but this is a very important topic to remember. Let us now learn some of the important properties of standard deviation. Standard deviation is only used to measure the spread or dispersion around the mean of a data set. For any set of values, the standard deviation, that is sigma, can be greater than or equal to 0. That is, standard deviation can never be negative. The third point to remember is a standard deviation is independent of change of origin but not of scale. So when we learned the arithmetic mean, I had explained what is change of origin and change of scale. If the x values are subtracted from some arbitrary value a, that is called as change of origin, and if we divide it by h, then it is called as change of scale. Now here the standard deviation is independent of change of origin but not of scale. The fourth point is it is the least of all root mean square deviations, as summation x minus x bar the whole square is least. We have learned this property under arithmetic mean, that is summation x minus x bar the whole square is always less than summation x minus a the whole square. And you know that the standard deviation formula in the numerator for raw data, it has summation x minus x bar the whole square. So standard deviation is the least of all root mean square deviations because summation x minus x bar whole square is the least. The fifth property of standard deviation is the combined standard deviation, and this again is an important topic and the formula is pretty lengthy, but with constant practice you'll be able to remember the formula. So let a set of n1 values have mean x bar 1 and standard deviation sigma 1. Let another set of n2 values have mean x bar 2 and standard deviation sigma 2. Then the standard deviation of the combined set of n1 and n2 observations together is, the formula is sigma 1 2. So 1 2 is a subscript which is equal to root of n1 into sigma 1 squared plus d1 squared plus n2 into sigma 2 squared plus d2 squared divided by n1 plus n2. And what is d1? It is x bar 1 minus x bar 1 2, and d2 is x bar 2 minus x bar 1 2. And x bar 1 2 we have already learned, it is the combined mean for both sets of data together. And the formula for the combined mean is x bar 1 2 is equal to n1 x bar 1 plus n2 x bar 2 divided by n1 plus n2. Let us now learn some of the merits and demerits of the standard deviation. The first merit is standard deviation is based on all the observations. Then the standard deviation is well defined with a suitable formula, and standard deviation is also capable of further mathematical treatment, and it possesses sampling stability. A couple of demerits of the standard deviation is that it is difficult to calculate and it is affected by abnormal extreme values. So by abnormal extreme values, we mean very small values or very large values. Thank you all for watching, and look out for my next video where I'll find solutions to problems based on standard deviation and its relative measure.